Hey guys, so it's almost midnight here in Manila, but as I posted, I'm gonna make a stocks by request based on what you guys sent out. So we're gonna go through a couple of stocks, most of the stocks that you've sent out, and I'm gonna go through the names of those who posted so that at least you get recognition that I actually read your comments as well. So if you're new to this, stocks by request is basically the top stocks that is requested in social media, and the goal of this is these are not stock tips, but this is me basically going through the charts, and I hope that while I'm going through this, you are also going through the charts yourself so you get to analyze it, because at the end of the day, the strength of stock trading and investing is when you know what you're getting into, when you have a firm conviction of your buy and sell signals. And this analysis that we're doing is just pretty much predominantly just based on technical analysis, and we don't really follow the news, we don't really follow what what the crowd is actually saying, because everything you need to know is found in what the charts are telling you as well. I also believe, by the way, in fundamental analysis. It's just that that's super applicable if you are investing as well. So it depends on what type of personality are you in the stock market, but both technicals and fundamentals work hand in hand. So let's start. This is a request by Lester Salazar. He is asking for Megaworld. So let's look at Megaworld first. So if you look at Megaworld, this is something that I did already. This portion is what I did when I made a video about position trading. But if you notice it over here, for those who like to follow chart patterns, this is what you call a descending triangle. Megaworld broke down from this descending triangle. It broke down from the 2.8 support. So as of today, Megaworld is still pretty much, no, if you look at the chart, it's very oversold. Aside from it being oversold, if you look at all of the moving averages that I'm trying to lace in here, none of them is showing you any reversal signals as well. So one thing that I'd point out is, let's see from a long-term perspective, from the 1.9 peso level, if at 1.9 there's a relatively strong support as of today, because at the end of the day, before markets or before certain stocks consolidate, it may have to hit certain support levels, and to see if that support level is something that's as legit as it can be as well. So if I'll draw stricter lines already, and that's one of the reasons why I zoomed in. This is where I will project those lines. So when I zoom back up, please remember, for those who attended our Stock Smart sessions, in technical analysis, past prices dictate where our support and resistance will be. So this is where we are right now. So if I go back here, you will actually see this. Uh, you will actually see that in this level, you have a shorter and smaller support here, and a shorter and smaller resistance here, all predicated from the past lines. But it's pretty clear from a position trading standpoint, very far from reversing, even if you factor in all of those moving averages as well. So one thing is a possibility that if it does not break this, then it retraces back here to where this support level is right now. If it does not hold the 1.8 level, then we might see Megaworld that it may have a bigger and stronger decline still. If it does not hold the 1.8 level, the next possible level where it could retrace is at the 1.55 level for the short term. So please remember, 1.8 level, next support is 155. From a resistance level also, if it bounces from this, next target will, it brings it back to the 215 level. But please remember, this is one of the stronger ones, because this is what caused the larger decline as well, and this is what predicated our descending triangle. So to Lester Salazar, I hope this answered your question. Now let's look at Neil Ian Valdesco. He's asking for FGen. By the way, if you're watching this right now, this is in YouTube. Just comment the stocks that you guys want me to analyze as well, and then we're gonna talk more about that also. So first things first. First observation that I can see here for FGen is basically this. You have an RSI cross up here, and that RSI cross up, if you notice it and you try to draw support here, it was from this particular base. And if you draw a short-term resistance here, this is how you could plot it. There's a short-term resistance at 16.55, then a longer and stronger one at the 19.52 level. So that being said, a bounce from the 14.14 level will give you a target of 16.55. So for those who was able to capture this cross up, this RSI cross up here, please remember, not all stocks are crossing up yet. Majority of the stocks are oversold, but please remember, for those who attended their stock smart sessions, our rules for RSI, it always has to be predicated on support. It always has to be predicated also on the cross up. Being oversold does not mean that it's gonna go up. Anyways, if it does go up and it does continue its bounce, no, set your target price for the 16.55 level. This is a 17.6% gain from its current bounce. If it does not, if it goes back to the 14.14 level and it does not hold, possible retracement, no, would be around here to the 13.3 peso level for the short term. So 14.4 does not hold. It could retrace to 13.4 pesos per share as of this point in time. And if you notice this, if it continues to bounce though, target 16.55 pesos per share. And this is very consistent for a lot of you guys who are position traders. And what I've noticed, no, those who follow this channel, a lot are either investors, position traders, or people who are in it for the long term as well. And if you connect that, it's still showing us that the breakdown or the downward push is still pretty much evident as of this point in time. So Megaworld, FGen, that's for you, Ian Valdesco. Next, M. Joyce MJR, top fan. By the way, Neil Ian Valdesco is also a top fan. M. Joyce MJR is asking for MBT or GT cap. Let's try to look at MBT na lang. So at least each person has probably one stock that we could analyze as well. So MBT, pretty clear. Number one, it's way below the 200-day moving average, denoting that it's pretty much bearish. If you look at it also here, 1, gap down, 2, red candle, 3, massive red candle, 4, gap down again, massive red candle, then 5, another red candle today. So from a candlestick perspective alone, it's already showing us that, hey, number one, since there's a lot of selling, there's really still no buy signal yet. Number two, from a MACD perspective, since pretty much there's no change in direction, there's no buy signal too. From a MACD perspective also, it's way below zero, so there's no buy signal as well. If you look at it, I'll put in the 20-day moving average here. The 20-day moving average is still pretty much sloping down. The 200-day moving average is still pretty much sloping down. Then you have a trend line also sloping down. Then you have the breakdown from the 58 peso level. Then you have a breakdown from the 200-day moving average. Then you have a cross here. Then if I'll try to put the other indicators here, if for those who attended our stock smart sessions, you know what this means when there's a kumpul that happens when you see a breakdown from that level and how strong it possibly is. One thing that you could actually look at now is this level where it dropped and it's trying to hold around the 34 peso level. Is there actually a support there that's trying to protect and hold the stock? Because if there is, there's a possibility that there might be a bounce that could possibly hold it. But if there's none, then there might be a further retracement downward. If you look at it here, this previous resistance is possibly a support level here that could protect the stock. But if it does not hold, this is the next possible gyration. This is the next possible downward push for Metrobank. So what do I want to share from a support and resistance level? So I've gone through the moving averages, the MACD, the trend line, etc. I've gone through the candlesticks from a support and resistance level. It's basically 33.4 as a support. If 33.4 does not hold, the next possible support level is 27. If it bounces from 33.4, the next resistance based from this is 39.35. So again, it has to bounce from 33.4 for it to become a quick trade lang. Please remember, this is for quick hits and one thing that you can look at. And as you all know, it's pretty much oversold. So what you wait for though here is an RSI cross up as well if you want a greater confirmation on where it could possibly go from that particular narrative. So that's for Metrobank. That's a request by M. Joyce MJR. By the way, if you're watching this and you're from Facebook and I mentioned your name, super appreciated if you could comment. I'd like to see if those who are commenting in Facebook are actually also watching this in YouTube, because as you all know, the videos will be on YouTube. The videos will be based on what you talked about on YouTube as well. And if you super appreciate this, if this is something that's helping you and adding I don't know, a sense of framework in all of this, Super appreciate it if you could like, subscribe, and smash the bell so you get updated every time I come up with new content like this. And I realize that's why I've been making a lot of videos the past few days, is that there's a lot of panic, there's a lot of fear, there's a lot of people who are scared on what's going on. And I hope that the videos that I create is something that will give you at least a sense of balance, uh, a sense of knowing that it may not be the most favorable scenario right now, but at least we're basing things on logic, we're basing things on numbers, we're basing things on technicals. That it's not that you don't rely on your emotions, you don't rely on the redness of how your portfolio is in making your decisions. It always will go back to what the charts are telling you. Now we have Christopher Aaron Rios. He's asking for Jollibee or JFC. I made a video though on Jollibee already, but it's still pretty evident from a position trading standpoint. Even if you go back to that particular video, you will see that the downtrend for it is still pretty much there. The RSI, as you can see here, it's pointing and denoting that it's oversold. One thing to note though is this: for the past 4 days already of trading, it's trying to hold its own. It's trying to hold its ground around this level. So you have to see if this 90 peso level is something that will hold its ground as a support, no. But either way, even if I try to overlay the shorter moving average, still quite far. We really need more evidence of more buyers coming in, because from a moving average standpoint, there really hasn't it really hasn't shown us any evidence of any at least short-term reversals for Jollibee. So it is what it is. No matter how we try to analyze the stock, it will always point out that the trend is still your friend, and the trend is telling you that as of this point in time, it's still on a downward path, it's still on a downward progression. Even moving averages and MACD is telling you that, hey, it's relatively bearish, it's relatively not showing you any signs of reversal yet. But should the 90 peso uh, should the 90 peso support level hold, and it really reiterates itself as a support level, possible bounce will bring it to around 114 over the short term. So I'm also making this video for Honey Natividad, who asked where the next support and resistance levels are. So Honey Natividad, here are the support and resistance levels for Jollibee. 90 pesos is the support. If 90 does not hold, the next possible retracement will bring it to 74.5, just based on this particular area that I'm showing you. But if I want to be more detailed, we could zoom in. But just for the sake of this video, 74.5, 90. If it bounces from 90, your next resistance is 114. Then after that, it's 143.61. But from a reversal standpoint, from all of the indicators that I'm showing you, or what's at least being used as of this point in time, Jollibee, no reversal signal yet. The only thing that you could count on to have an upward push is a bounce from the 90 peso level, and that a take profit signal will be if it fails to break out from the 114 peso level. So the 90 91 level of bounce to 114 is around 27%. So which it's quite decent na, especially for those who want to have a quick trade lang as of this point in time. So please remember, one of the reasons why the spread is so big, because Jollibee dropped massively, especially when the market closed last week. As it started to close, when it opened, boom, there was a large gap down. Hence, the difference between the support and resistance is quite far. But if you note it, I'd suppose that there's a stronger resistance at the 143 level. So that's for you, Christopher Rios and Honey Natividad. Next, we have Elaine. She's asking for Megaworld, done. She's asking for nickel, AC, P-Core, and MPI. Let's try nickel naman. So I always will try to prioritize yung first na linagay nyo. No? So we'll start with that. So my suggestion also for those who are trying to send your stocks by request, mainly we'll try to focus on the first ones that you would normally write in it. So Elaine, this is your request. Let's look at Nickel Asia. Nickel Asia, very, very evident. If you note it, it's still massively also in a downtrend. One thing is evident though is this. You could put a support level at the 2 peso area, and March 6, early this month, it broke down from that. And whatever we're seeing right now is just because it broke down from the 2.1 level, or the 2/2.1 level. So a couple of things that I'd like to show you is, number one, the stock still pretty much on a downtrend. The stock, pretty much because of its failure to hold the 2/2.1 level, is continuing its downward path. Now, the next thing that you need to see though from this point is, is the point where Nickel Asia at the support? Because if it's at the support, it may consolidate, it may hold, and then the downward drop may follow. But if you look at it further, I plotted I plotted the support at the 1.68 level, which was also broken. So the next possible thing is you zoom out. As you start to zoom out, hey, if you look at it from almost from the time it went into an IPO, 2010, if I remember it correctly, because even at the chart now, this chart supposed to show us up until 207, 208, but the fact that 2010, that's the maximum of where Nickel Asia is. It's now in uncharted territory. It has broken below even its IPO price. So we are seeing Nickel Asia massively bearish with no support in sight. It's pretty much oversold. The trend is still down. We take it as it is. We take it as the way we analyze it. And this is for you, Elaine, that Nickel Asia from a trend perspective is still on a downtrend. Nickel Asia from a support and resistance perspective is still on its path of breaking down as well. So comment below if you guys are learning. We are in the 16-minute mark right now. I hope that this is something that's adding value to you. No edits, no fluff, no music, no intro, no extra, no logo. It's no face of Marvin in the video. But I hope that you are getting this. I hope that this is something that's helping you. And by the way, as what I always say, this video is basically for traders. If you're an investor, I have so many videos about that as well, and I hope that you get context on it while we are seeing our markets continually still in a downward pattern. As you all know, this is all pretty much predicated by COVID. Next, Alan Amadeo Kahilig Roda, are you present? Comment below if you're present. Press the like button if you're present. But he's asking for MPI. Sabi niya, MPI, Sir Marvin, RSI is at 29. So let's look at it right here, right now. Comment below if you guys have MPI. And if you notice, MPI also, even before the COVID situation, no, it was already on a downtrend, primarily because of all of the issues that it had late last year. The Manila issue pretty much is one of its catalysts pushing it downward. And if you notice it also, it's true that RSI is at oversold levels, at least close to oversold levels, but it hasn't really crossed up yet. But one thing that's concerning for MPI is this. There's a 2.6 support level. This level, 2.6, December 13, 2019, was the support level that MPI hit when Duterte said that he would not renew the franchise of MPI. But lo and behold, that the COVID situation has even brought it lower than that. So the breakdown from the 2.6, 2.7 level is what's causing the stock to go down even further. So Alan Roda, what we do know for MPI is it's in a massive downtrend, which started last year. It's trying, it's on a breakdown, but here's what you need to take note. The support for MPI is 2.28, and the next support after that is at a 2 peso level. So I repeat, 2.28, that's where MPI is. Then the next one is at a 2 peso level. So if MPI does not hold from the 2.28 level, then there's an expectation that it could break down, it could retrace to as low as the 2 peso level. But if it bounces, that becomes a short-term buy signal. Target price will be at the 2.7 level. It's a 14.7% gain. So two conditions. Number one, bounce from this support level. It stays and holds its ground. If it does not and you bought, please cut loss because there might be a larger downward push. And what will help also is if you see it start to cross, the RSI at least gives you a push up. So as of this point in time, all of the other indicators though are not showing us any signals yet to buy from a technical perspective. Si Nico Baal, who's a top fan, asking banking stocks. As in, lahat ng banking stocks. It would be hard to go through all of the banking stocks, no? Especially right now, we've only gone through 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 stocks already. But we're already at the 20-minute mark. Comment below kung umabot na kayo sa 20-minute mark. Lalo ka na Nico Baal's asking for banking stocks. What I'll do is, since Soria Angelos also asking for BDO, let's probably just do BDO and banking stocks as well. Comment if this is helping you, like it if it's helping you as well. Super appreciate the like because it's something that's way important for YouTube, no, to know which videos are important to Filipinos that are investing in the stock market. And super appreciate it because we're close to 100,000 subscribers already, and it's nice to have a Filipino stock market channel that's hitting 100,000 because we haven't seen something like that yet. And it's just nice that to see that, hey, this is something that's also gaining traction, that we're seeing more and more and more and more Filipinos so interested about investing. And I really believe that channels like this, or at least financial education, is so important right now, especially that there's so much fear and uncertainty going on. So what I did right now, another way of analyzing it, I plotted all of the support and resistance first for the stock. And if you notice it, the way I analyze the stocks that I'm showing you are all different. I'm showing you different perspectives on how to analyze it, because you have to remember this. There's no one size fit all strategy in technical analysis. There's no one size fit all strategy in the stock market. Don't ever believe, people, that there's just one way to work in the market. You have to find what works for you, because if there's one way that works, then everyone would be a billionaire. It's never about that. There's no one size fit all strategy. There's no strategy that if you follow this strategy to the very letter, it's gonna make you rich. It doesn't work that way. In the same way that if I try to follow Warren Buffett, it may not work for me, because what Warren Buffett does works for him as well. If in the same way, also, if I follow Ray Dalio, one of the amazing stock investors of this era, ganun din, it may not work for me. But what works for them will not work for me, and what works for me may not also work for them as well. So please remember, there's no shortcuts. You have to do your own due diligence on how to learn the rudiments on how to do it, because if it was that easy, then everyone would be massively rich, everyone would be a billionaire. Anyways, the resistances that BDO has to overcome to go up, you see the 200-day moving average here, denoting that, hey, BDO is still pretty much bearish. 126 level resistance, 107 level resistance, and then I'll try to zoom in so we see and have a clearer picture here. You have a 97 peso resistance level and an 87 peso support level here. So just to reiterate, if BDO does not go up tomorrow, you shouldn't be surprised, because it's currently at a resistance level. I repeat, the resistance level is where there's massive amounts of selling. Plus, if you put it that all of the other indicators are telling you that it's bearish, hence bearish indicator, bearish trend, and it's at the resistance, there's a larger chance that if it fails to break out, then it can go back to the 87.4 level. So I repeat, failure to break out from this 97 level, it just goes back and it retraces here. But if it breaks out from the 97 level, possible area where it goes is 107. So please remember this. BDO cross up RSI. However, it's already at the resistance. It's at the 97 peso resistance level. Failure to go up from this level, it goes back to 87. So you shouldn't be surprised because it's at the resistance. But a breakout from 97, target price should be adjusted to the 107 level. So there. Now that's for you, Soria Angelo, who asked for BDO. Sabi niya, Sir, BDO please. And Nico Baal, who's asking for banking stocks. There are some other requests pa from Joselito Hernandez asking for house. Darwin Daduya asking for Wilcon. You have JRRJ asking for JFC, SEB, SM Prime. Nico Baal again asking for ALI, SM Prime, AC, ABS, URC, SSI. Gerardo Se asking for AC, Meg, SEB, DMCI, Max. Romel Hernandez asking for ISM. Jason Henson, alternative stocks to blue chips. Giselle Tagamolila asking for Meg. Vimar Baguio asking for JFC, SM Prime, Pure Gold. Kelvin Castro asking for MPI, MBT, and home. Jomar Bernas asking for BDO, Ali, JFC, Meg, SM Prime. Menchi RF asking for ACALI, BPI, MER, and Glow. All of those things I'm going to try to do tomorrow or in the next stocks by request sessions. If you're new to this, comment the stocks that you guys want me to analyze, and I'm going to make more of those stocks. Again, we are the 25-minute mark. Comment below if you stayed up until this point. And I guess that's it. It's close to midnight already. I have to publish this still, so you guys get to watch it. I don't know if you guys are watching it on midnight, but I want to have this ready before markets open tomorrow, so at least you have a reference point. And the reason why I keep on doing this, because guys, I want you guys to learn. I want you guys to use this time that we are on a lockdown, that you guys use whatever time, whatever resources that you have to build your skill. Use this time also that the market is down to build your acumen in terms of analyzing, in terms of learning, in terms of knowing the proper rudiments on how you can use this situation, use this crisis to not only help you make money, but to help you build the skill to make money, help you learn to make money. Because at the end of the day, it's not about what people give you to make money, it's about what skills that you get and what you can learn from it that will allow you to make money over the long term. So that's it for now. This is Marvin Germo. I hope this video helps you trade well, trade strong, trade smart. See you all again soon, guys, and God bless you all.